Ladies and gentlemen, the Greater Metro Junior Hockey League proudly presents to you the Bradford Rattlers and the Bancroft Rockhounds. It's the final regular season contest of this 2022-23 season, and the Bradford Rattlers will be the regular season champions of the GMHL. This was concluded just a few days ago. Last game to really see what the Rattlers are made of, coming in time for the Russell Cup playoffs, where it all matters. Throw away the regular season, throw away the statistics of each player in the standings. It means nothing as soon as you hit the playoffs. But before we get to that, we have a contest here tonight. The last game of the regular season. Jesper Eriksson on the face-off against Felix Tugas of the Bancroft Rockhounds, and the first pass can be made in front there by Aro Toivainen, who took a hit there before he made a play and got that puck into the Rattlers' end. Shot from the blue line could get screened wide of Balazs. Dorian Beaupre got that shot away from the blue line. The starting netminders for tonight's contest for the Bradford Rattlers, no surprise, it's Oliver Balazs, native of Budapest, Hungary, and for the Bancroft Rockhounds, it is number 1, native of Russia, Igor Kulikov, who has to look over and get a shot there. Redirection there by Musi on a shot there. We're looking for Eriksson on the redirect. Danila Filipov at the blue line. He's able to work it on to Di Damaso. Di Damaso can feed it into the corner boards. We're going to be worked along and then pinched up. Possession now to the Rockhounds. We're looking at Dorian Beaupre. Outlet pass looking for Charles Beaupre. Di Damaso down after the puck. He's hounded there by Ross Maycock of the Rockhounds. He got it right to the front of the goal. A stashay pass there by Togas, looking to connect on his man. That was Charles Beaupre, and some early storm going on by the Bancroft Rockhounds, who do sit at the bottom of the GMHL this season, as you see Trofimov give it his way right in on the back end in front there, and Kulikov able to swat it away with his goal stick behind the cage. Lucas Wass getting after it. Beaupre can get that puck out of the zone as far as centered for Rosekov's play over for Daniel Suda. He'll just loft in, and giving chase now is Zelmanen. Chipped away right into the slot area, right into the redirect of Lucas Waugh. Stashed off the boards and back over to Roskov. Didn't get much on it. The puck was rolling on Pavel, so he didn't get it as far as he wanted to. And so you're looking at Pavel Roskov, the puck carrier now, who does wear an A on his sweater, symbolizing he is one of the leaders of the Rattlers team. As you see Almaden cut in before he was separated off the puck on a good play made by Nathan Gilbert. Krieger able to make that breakout pass, and he has it now 13 and white for the Rockhounds. He'll hit center, give in, and the Rockhounds will give chase after Daniel Suda. Whipped it on ahead for Roskov. Pavel from his own zone. He'll get it up the gut to William Daniel Burns as Adam Witkowski heading towards the goal. Looking for Witkowski. He found him, but the backhand redirect just went wide. Sven Musi trying to find Burns on the slot area. Before he got a pass away, it was stripped away from him, and now possession to the Rockhounds. Snapshot flexed away by Balazs. That came off the stick of Dylan Cox. Played through center, Toivainen. Able to play it over for Dorian Beaupre. A tip in from center. Icing will be waved off. St. John after it. 2 Rockhounds on 1 Rattler player on that hit there. McCarthy made the pass and took a hit to do so. Toivainen fed it across. Picked off by Witkowski. Got stashed away from him, and so McCarthy can relay it back to St. John. Stretch pass knocked down. McCarthy hacks at that puck, and he got it through center, and he pitches it off the boards looking for Burns. It just got away from him, and so Beaupre can make the outlet pass. Austin Katina took a step up there by Ryan St. John. McCarthy can get it to the St. John, Newfoundland native, Ryan St. John. Castrignano finds Rodin. Jakob Rodin on the backhand. He got shrugged away by Dorian Beaupre into the corner. Those two collide. His brother Charles Beaupre on the puck got hounded down by Rodin. Rockhounds looking for a call, but none coming here. Castrignano shielded off the puck by Beaupre, and so he has to skate it on and chase after it from his own end. Pretty good turnout here from the BWG here in Bradford. Lots of fans on. Hopefully when the playoff comes, we'll be pretty close to a sellout, and Rattlers have been very close, if not selling out the building some games for the Russell Cup playoffs in their long, long history. History full of success, but in recent years, not too much success. Yeah, you get the regular division championship, of course. Amount of trips to the conference final, division final. Rattlers just haven't quite been able to get to the Russell Cup finals in quite some time. Last time they went to the finals, they won it. Stretch pass looking for Trofimov, couldn't connect, but he's first after. Alfred Mom picks it up into the corner to the blue line, laid it ahead. Daniel Suda shot sticked away by Kulikov. Trofimov's back on it, got hooked there and goes down, and that's going to be a penalty on Bancroft as soon as they touch up the puck. Danila Filipov able to get a redirection shot by Mall. Rebound for Levitsky in the high slot. He'll shoot into the glove of Igor Kulikov. Bradford Rattlers don't get the goal from Steven Levitsky, their hottest player here in tonight's contest. He comes in with 37 games played, 43 goals, 49 assists. That is good for 92 points. Not quite sure you'll hit the 100-point mark. That means you'll have to get 8 more points here tonight. Steven's a good player, but 8 points, that's a big ask. But what a player Steven Levitsky has turned out to be for the Bradford Rattlers. Sean Worth company must be very happy with how Levitsky has developed in their system. Unable to take a pass there for Burns. It escaped away from him off the stick of Levitsky, and so Eriksson is back over. 20 seconds shaved off from this Rattler power play. This is their first of the contest. With 14:50 to go in the first period, Steven Levitsky. Jesper Eriksson. Crossing pass, Musi looking for Levitsky, but just got away from him, and maybe a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Marshall Miracle, his shot testing Balazs. It's loose, and locating it first is Sven Musi for the Bradford Rattlers. Musi dumps in on goal to Igor Kulikov, and he's seen enough and able to get a defensive zone faceoff coming up to the right of him. .28 to go in the first period, 1:11 to go in the Rattlers power play. Castrignano comes on with Oliver and Malm and Adam Witkowski, Danila Filipov, and Georgi Trofimov. The 5 men on for the Bradford Rattlers on this second power play, or second power play unit, I should say. Filipov didn't like what he saw, got it to Trofimov. Trofimov is able to escape a check, but he just split the D of Filipov, and getting back after it. Out of the cage is Balazs. She'll leave it for Castrignano. Matthew Floyd all over him for the Bancroft Rockhounds, alternate captain for Bancroft. Adam Witkowski jumping away from a hip check there. That was Ross Maycock looking to deliver a thunderous hit on Witkowski. And because of that hit being forced, it put Witkowski in an awkward situation to send it from the wrong side of center and icing the puck. It's plays like that can win you a game. And just like for the Bancroft Rockhounds here, it's going to set up an offensive zone faceoff for a great chance to score. Now, if it was 5-on-5, even better. Bancroft still obviously down a man with another 35 seconds to go as that shot from the blue line by Beaupre just skipped wide of the netminder Balazs. Castrignano with 25 to go on the power play. He'll find Alvin Malm. Malm trying to get by Toivainen. He got so. Stretch pass found Danila Filipov from his own end. He'll cut through center and get into the Rockhounds end. He'll tip a shoulder, cut out on the back end before he's flexed away by Beaupre, who maybe got a piece of that shot. Balazs slapping his goal stick down the length of the ice, signaling power play set to expire. We're back to 5-on-5. Good defensive stand up there by the forward, Chris Castrignano. That allows Trofimov, 16 and green, to gain into the zone. He avoided a hip check there by Krieger. Shot just chipping on wide, and they're going to say the Rattlers are offside. They need to tag off, and they do so here. Daniil Filipov heads off into the bench in exchange for Pavel Rodskov. Rockhounds pick a centering pass, went by Lucas Waugh. Had a good chip up there by McCarthy to relay it to Pavel Rodskov. Stretch pass through Almanen. And he took a hit there to make a play. Rotskov and McCarthy play catch. Stretch pass, a hard one. Found Trofimov. Trifonov able to get over to Waugh. He dumps in Almanen skating after Lloyd. McCarthy at center, a through pass. Just missed Almanen. Icing will be waved off, however. Grieger back behind the cage. He'll make a breakout pass. Zach Snowed relayed it through center. Lucas Waugh first after it for the Rattlers. Punched it across to McCarthy, who can elevator it back over to Rotskov. Return pass to Julian McCarthy, the captain of the Bradford Rattlers. Step up there by Eastman on Sven Musi, allowing Togas, who had a great opportunity in the early goings of this period to get the first goal of the game for the Rockhounds. Oliver Balazs having none of that. He was able to skate it into the zone before the Rattlers will try their best to just get the puck out of the zone, or they're having a bit of trouble here. Sven Musi skates it out. You're looking at him here, the lone Rattler into the zone. Steven Levitsky applying some defensive help and pressure, and a good job by him. He's able to nullify the pass. And unfortunately, Levitsky has taken himself a penalty. Stepan Levitsky did everything right on that play, offering great defensive support, taking away any breakout passing lane or just any lane in general for the Rockhounds to break out. The puck flipped way up into the air, and Levitsky kind of looked excited, I guess. He kind of jumped over one of the players, and he will be nabbed for cross-checking. And so the Bancroft Rockhounds will get their first opportunity on the man advantage. Still a scoreless tie at 0 here from the BWG here in Bradford. Solid turnout here tonight, and we appreciate everyone watching here on YouTube Live. Whoever you are watching, whoever you cheer for, we do appreciate you watching. Makes the number count go up, so it looks better on us, you know what I mean? What Joe Todd used to tell me, Nick, that's just how you kill penalties. A good fire in by the opposite end of the ice to kill more time on this penalty for the Bradford Rattlers. Steven Levitsky serving 2 minutes for cross-checking as that pass was fired in the wrong end of the center, and so an icing is going to be called on the Bancroft Rockhounds. You ever want to ice the puck on the power play? That just not ideal. Bradford Rattlers historically have been very well and very good for the special teams unit, penalty killing and on the power play, normally in the top 3 in both departments all season long. The blue line flipped in, read by Filipov. Filipov a strip pass, and he will find Rodin on a 2-on-1 with Eriksson. Rodin across, and a good defensive read there with the one-handed stick play made by Dorian Beaupre. Back Filipov. Couldn't locate the puck, Sudas after it, played it. Good hand-eye coordination there by Filipov. He has Oliver and Malm cutting into the zone. Very close to being offside, but the linesman will let play continue. With Charles Beaupre lugging the puck up through center. He chipped it around Filipov before a stick got whacked out of his hands by Burns, and that's going to be a penalty on the Bradford Rattlers. Again, a tie up there by Burns, and it gets touched up. And the Bancroft Rockhounds for 47 seconds will have themselves a 5-on-3 power play. And check that, it's Filipov heading to the penalty box, not Burns. Denis Filipov did get beat by his men there coming into the zone, and that's just kind of one of those penalties where you just kind of get caught flat-footed. Head coach David Mooney, I'm sure, will not like that penalty on the Bradford Rattlers. Lack of movement is what that is. Lack of movement. (18-on-8) on the face-off. It's 8 for the Bradford Rattlers. Jesper Eriksson winning the face-off, and it gets touched up with a high stick for the Bancroft Rockhounds. So the face-off will be coming all the way into Bancroft territory. Ten minutes and 2 seconds to go exactly in this first period. A scoreless tie at 0 here from the BWG here in Bradford. A 5-on-3 power play for the Bancroft Rockhounds. Both teams with complete opposite regular seasons. The Rattlers come into tonight's contest 37-2-2. The Bancroft Rockhounds come in tonight 6-4-1. 33-2. What an opportunity for the Bancroft Rockhounds to get a lead in this contest, and that could do wonders for them in the later goings of this contest. If they can just get one, especially on the power play, that can do miracles for Bancroft. That puck skips by Igor Kulikov, unable to nab it down, and so first after it for the Bancroft Rockhounds is Renault. Check that, it's Felix Tugas, 27 in white, getting the puck into the zone on the backhand. He hits the opposite corner, stops on a dime away from Levitsky, and back into the corner, it's Beaupre. Beaupre to the blue line, right there by Levitsky. He's quick, look at him go here, trying to beat his man to the puck. But a good job matching his speed there, but Levitsky takes it away on the backhand, shorthanded, before it's sticked aside by the netminder, Kulikov. Maycock did a great job keeping up with the speedy Steven Levitsky. That is great hustle there by Jamie Eastman. Puck cleared again by the Rattlers. They're doing a very good job. They've already shaved off one power play. Danila Filipov comes out of the penalty box in 25 seconds, and then we are 5-on-5. Not much has gone third to the netminder Oliver Balazs for the Bradford Rattlers, as you can see him come of his cage to plate to Sherbakov. Sherbakov missed on his man Di Tommaso, and so it stays in the Rattlers' end with the Bancroft Rockhounds with possession. Sherbakov, nice play to center, right to Filipov as he was coming out of the penalty box. Again, we are back to 5-on-5. Dorian Beaupre, D2D, Airo Toivainen. Back to Dorian Beaupre. Number 5 in white for the Rockhounds, hits center, dumps in. Balazs, very active in tonight's contest, settling down those firing attempts from center by the Rockhounds, allowing quick possession and a quick up for the Rattlers. Hasn't really worked this time as the Rockhounds have possession. As I say that, the Rattlers get it, and they slap it right back to the Rockhounds' possession. First after it, Nathan Gilbert, 6 in white. Fed along through there, and a stretch pass to Katina. Marshall Markle able to get that puck into the corner boards for the Rockhounds as Burns races after that puck with Musi in the slot. Trying to find Sven Musi, but just went a little too deep on that play there by Sven. Seth Stevens got away through when he got a hip check there by McCarthy for his effort. Able to separate him from the puck. That's exactly what you want. As Beaupre's shot just missed wide. Trying to go high blocker on Balazs, and he just had his calculation off. Good pickoff there by the captain. McCarthy, a backhand pass to Trofimov, looking for Levitsky, who scores! The captain, Julian McCarthy, setting up that play. Trofimov made a beautiful pass and a one-handed backhand redirect by Steven Levitsky, and he picks up his 44th goal of this campaign, and it's 1-0 for the Bradford Rattlers with 6:35 to go in this first period. Trifonov off the faceoff. Comes back into the Rattler zone to Daniel Suda. Trifonov has the puck. He gains it through center. Lucas Watting to the cage. Trifonov gets hooked on his way in, and that's going to be a delayed penalty on the Bancroft Rockhounds. Balazs heads to the bench for the extra attacker. Danila Filipov getting by every player, it seems, by the Rockhounds, and look at him go. Looks like Eric Carlson out there. Danila Filipov still with it. Stretch pass. It's Finn Musi. He'll let one go into the glove of Igor Kulikov. Austin Katina will head off on the penalty box. Hooking is the call, and what Joe Todd would tell me, hooking is legal on and off the ice. Illegal, I should say. Hey, I meant illegal. It is illegal on and off the ice. Puck wasn't working in the favor of Jesper Eriksson. He bobbled it and it comes out of the zone, but he'll get a second chance at it. Eriksson to Musi. He'll gain in. It's Burns. Burns for the backhand. A sachet pass looking for a loading off the post. Heads into the corner. Beaupre couldn't clear the zone. It's Eriksson. Keeping it from the blue line. He sashayed it across. Sven Musi. Into the high slot. Burns trying to outweight the netminder. Kulikov just made one too many moves. Kulikov very patient in net, standing his ground on that play. Jesper Eriksson tees it up and the stick broke on the play. Jakob Rodin picks up the rebound and scores. Jakob Rodin, that's his 26th goal of the regular season, and it's a power play goal for the Bradford Rattlers. They lead 2-0. Center zone tie-up, possession to the Rattlers. Good face-off win. Castagnano off a tip-in from the pass by Rodskov. You hear JR announce the Jakob Rodin goal here tonight. Dorian Beaupre, the defenseman, engaging offensively. He'll get a shot redirected, looking for his brother, Charles Beaupre. Forwards fed off. Beaupre back down low, trying to sashay it back to the high slot area before it's redirected and then picked off by Castagnano, who took a hit to make a play, getting it over for Oliver and Malm. But the Bancroft Rockhounds pick up the physical play, and they have the puck now. Try to loft it to Balazs, and he's able to pat it aside. Balazs checking the net to see if it's still on its pipes. Rockhounds still with possession, hemming the Rattlers on their own end. Snowed a shot there, redirected, or maybe hopped on Balazs so he could skip it to the corner. Eastman trying to do work back down low. Snowed looking for a redirection there, couldn't get it. That was Felix Tugas presenting the tip. Snowed back from the blue line. He's getting everything to that. Smart play by him and a good defensive read there by Beaupre. As Trofimov looked to be all alone on a breakaway play, but Beaupre made a beautiful play to snap away that outlet pass. You're looking at Felix Tugas, 27 in white, make the outlet pass. Burns closes off Matthew Floyd, and the Rockhounds will be nabbed on icing. Rockhounds got some players off onto the ice. The referee, number 25, is waving those players back onto the ice surface. When the team ices the puck, you are unable to make a line change, but the team who didn't ice the puck is able to make the line change. Let's see if the Rattlers can take advantage of a tired unit out for the Bancroft Rockhounds. Sven Musi will look to win the faceoff and most likely try to get it right to Sherbakov. Sherbakov on defense with Dylan DiTommaso. Witkowski and Burns flank Musi. Faceoff win. Burns is going to get it over to DiTommaso. He'll relay it into the corner, opposite way, chipped up there and regathered by Zach Snowd before it's pinned up into the corner boards. Possession to the Rattlers. It gets over for Musi, skipped over a stick, and so the Rattlers got to tag up. Sergei Sherbakov, Sven Musi. Backhand pass hits Witkowski. Took a hit to make a play on the dump in, trying to stop it away, and Burns got a chip-in shot there, and he just missed wide. Sherbakov pinned up his man, puck rolled through him, escapes to Dylan DiTommaso. Off the boards through center, skipped over Witkowski. Icing will be waved off. Dorian Beaupre. Pass across. Elmanen was all over him. Turning away with that puck now was Seth Stevens. Jamie Eastman, alternate captain for the Bancroft Rockhounds, who dons 15 in white. Nathan Gilbert, 6 in white for the Rockhounds, hits center. Trying to escape through Elmanen, who was picked up there and skated away. Elmanen has Trifonov and wall with him. Elmanen got a shot away before it's paddled away by Kulikov. Trifonov back behind the cage. It's fluttered away. It lands on the back of the net, and so the referee will pause play. Rockhounds are still unable to make a line change off that play. Rattlers Kens will throw on the Chris Castrignano line. Eriksson, the centerman. On the other wing, it's Jakob Rodin. Pavel Rodskov and Julian McCarthy are the defensemen for this offensive zone faceoff. Possession back to Team Green. Chip in there by Rodskov to the opposite corner. We have 2:10 time remaining as the Rattlers score to make it 3-0. It's Chris Castrignano. In his 8th game with the Bradford Rattlers. That's Castrignano's 7th goal of this season. He has been a tremendous pickup by Sean Worth and the Bradford Rattlers here, as he will cash in for the Rattlers' 3rd goal here tonight. They lead the Rockhounds by a score of 3-0 from the BWG here in Bradford on this Sunday night on ice. And we are glad everyone is tuning into this contest, watching from home and in attendance here tonight here in Bradford. Levitsky, a snap pass. Flagged down by Beaupre, and now McCarthy. Aerial lift through center. Caught by Beaupre. He went between his legs on the drop dish, and it works. You're looking at Toivainen. Got it through center. Not a hard dumping attempt, but it did get the job done. Rodskov off the glass, trying to shield it away to Levitsky. It's slapped back into the zone by the Rockhounds. And so Balaj, very active in tonight's contest, out of his cage once again to play it over to Julian McCarthy's way. Pinned up, and now Trofimov skating after it, trying to beat his man. Beaupre stops on a dime. It's Oliver and Malm. A snap pass for Rodskov, who didn't get much on it. That one was going wide. But Igor Kulikov able to get it with the left pad. Through center, touched up, and a chip pass. Felix Togas back in, hounded there by Witkowski. He goes down. No call, however. Austin Katina checks the score clock, and you can hear JR announce 1 minute to go here in the first period. Dorian Beaupre hits the blue line and just hits it off the glass. Ryan St. John, a return pass back down low to Di Tommaso. Off the boards and out by Witkowski. Here comes Burns, has Musi trailing. William Daniel Burns right in front. Ryan St. John left it for Witkowski. A little miscommunication there. Communication is free, folks. You gotta use your voice. Gotta tell your players what's happening on the ice. And if you don't, plays like that can happen. As you see, Burns made a nice play. Daniel Burns got in, and a shot kicked down and read by Igor Kulikov. All about communication out there. That's the name of the game. And what does communication cost you? Nothing, because it's free. Jesper Eriksson on the face-off for the Rattlers is unable to pull it back, but the Rattlers have it from the blue line. A shot by Suda got blocked there, and two players with a one-headed spear fork play was made by Maycock. This will conclude the first period of play. After 20, the Rattlers 3, the Rockhounds 0. We'll be back for the second period of play after this intermission. Second period set to get underway here from the BWG. The Bradford Rattlers holding a 3-0 lead over the Bancroft Rockhounds. If you're just tuning in now, the starting goaltenders for tonight's contest for the Bradford Rattlers, number 1, Oliver Malaj, and for the Rockhounds, again, number 1, Igor Kulikov. Rockhounds will win the first face-off of this second period. Will dump in right on goal to Oliver Balaj, who can stick it aside to Filipov. Filipov over for Daniel Suda, back over to Filipov, and the Rattlers look to start a breakout. Beaupre couldn't flag that puck down, and so Rodin got the chip pass from Eriksson, and he gains in. Jesper Eriksson, 8 and green, getting pinned up against the boards, but gets worked over for Castrignano's way, got it to Rodin. To the blue line, 24, Daniel Suda got a deflection in front there by Eriksson, but a puck lands right into the breadbasket of Igor Kulikov, and he'll get an early faceoff coming in his zone. Bradford Rattlers had 3 different goal scorers in the first period: Castrignano, Levitsky, and Eriksson. Off the faceoff, it gets down to Rodskov. Rodskov, sharp angle bid, kicked away by Kulikov. 2-on-1 developing for the Rockhounds. Coming in as Markle got a backhand shot away. Balaj the save, and he's able to swat away the rebound. Seth Stevens lost the handle. It's William Daniel Burns looking to go over the glove of Kulikov, and it screams up and out of the zone. Balaj signaling there's a man on Pavel Rodskov. That man is Seth Stevens. He did a good job getting the puck back for the Rockhounds. To the blue line, Gilbert shot flexed away by Balaj. Puck juggles in the air and whacked at it. And they're going to say it's touched up with a high stick before Balaj pretty much ran the net over. For a check from the Rattlers, this face-off will be coming outside of their end, and they're going to say it's going to go down to the Bancroft Rockhounds on the ice. Oliver Malm's going to take the face-off, and he's setting up a play on where Georgi Trofimov should be if the face-off win presents itself. Set play perfectly, right over to Filipov. Filipov shoots and he scores! Talking about that play by Oliver Malm, who was setting up exactly where Georgi Trofimov should be if he won the face-off. He won the face-off to Trofimov, got a nice pass over to Daniela Filipov, and Filipov makes no mistake cashing in on the 4th Bradford Rattler goal. Daniela Filipov picking up his 5th goal of the season off of a set play from the face-off. Lucas Waugh through center, dumps in. Filipov pinched in, couldn't get the puck. Sherbakov punched it right to possession of the Rockhounds, and once again, Austin Katina has it through center, dumps in. Blocked away by Balaj. Comes to Ryan St. John, who made a pass over, lost the handle. Beaupre, a shot from the blue line, got directed, and coming out of the zone now is Timofey Trifonov. Lucas Waugh hit into the corner there by Matthew Floyd. A shot from the angle, and Almanen scores. Nazir Ata Almanen picks up his 2nd career goal as a Bradford Rattler, and it is 5-0 for the Bradford Rattlers. The way the score reads right now is you see that puck almost fool Balaj, hit him right in the cage. The score clock can show exactly how both teams' season has gone. this year, Bancroft Rockhounds only 6 regulation wins through the regular season, and they sit at the bottom of the division, but the Bradford Rattlers, leading 5-0, sit at the top of the GMHL mountain. Regular season mountain, we should say. There are still the Russell Cup playoffs to follow. Net has come loose for the Bancroft Rockhounds. They're going to let play continue. Jakob Rodin sauces a pass for Sherbakov. Got a shot looking for a redirection by Castagnano. 17 minutes to go in the second period. Rattlers coming in with 2 early goals to start this second period, so they lead 5-0. Rodin, a whip pass. He found Eriksson. Eriksson getting by his man, but they're going to say the Rattlers are offside. Rattlers currently sit at 37 wins, 2 losses, and 2 overtime/shootout losses. Again, the last time the Bradford Rattlers made the Russell Cup Finals, they won it. It was in that perfect 42-0-0 season in 2012-2013, and the banners for the Bradford Rattlers can show they've had a lot of success in their history, but not much recent success. Haven't been to the finals since 2013. One thing about the Bradford Rattlers, they are always in the hunt. The Bradford Rattlers will always be a cup contending team no matter the year. Rotskov, a through pass, it's Finn Musi, a curl and drag, his shot kicked down by Igor Kulikov. Puck played away to Markle. He has it now, trying to get by Suda. His shot testing Balaj, and he'll read it and hold on for a face-off coming up to the right of him. Icing will be waved off, so Filipov can make a play. Looking to get it to Levitsky. He shugs over Floyd, and now Malm skates in. Made a pass over to Trifonov. Trifonov got a pass in through, looking for Filipov, but he couldn't quite connect. Filipov, a very smart, calm bank pass to himself. Got it through center, Malm. Levitsky, a nice, calm backhand chip pass over, and Malm, a nice toe drag move. Whipping it across, can't find his man. Charles Beaupre shugging his way through the whole Rattler roster, it seems. Steven Levitsky back after it for the Rattlers. He gains his own. Dips a shoulder on the backhand. Chip pass to the blue line, Filipov. Filipov hounded there, but he got a pass to Ryan St. John, who skates in. His shot got the glass. And up and out of play. On that shot, it did look like Igor Kulikov got a piece of it. And it flexed off into the protective mesh above the high glass and out of play. Trifonov on the face-off for the Bradford Rattlers. Felix Tugas for the Rockhounds, and he's able to win it for the team in white. Corner boards battle. Both teams had 2 players aside on that battle. And the Rockhounds able to win that 50 and get that puck into the Rattlers' end. Waugh fanning on the breakout pass. It's picked off there now by Ross Maycock. Charles Beaupre of the Bancroft Rockhounds. This is his 39th game played of this season. He comes in with 10 goals and 25 assists. He leads the team in points, but only by 1. He sits at 35 points, and right behind him is number 27, Felix Tugas, who has 18 goals, 16 assists for 34 points. And 1 point behind him, Xavier Dumont Renault 10 goals, 23 assists, 33 points. Ross Maycock trying to get some work going for his team in white, but the Rattlers with possession. Castrignano passed it to Watt to handle. Charles Beaupre leads his team in forward points. His brother Dorian Beaupre leads his team in defensive points with 27, with 16 goals as a defenseman. That is second in the team lead for goals, 11 assists, 27 points. Sergei Sherbakov, 25, in green, looked to get it over for Burns, but Burns kind of overskated it. Nathan Gilbert, the defenseman, offensively into the corner to the blue line. A redirection there in front by Stevens, and it goes wide of Balazs. Daniel Suda right after it for the Bradford Rattlers. He'll just try to shovel it off the corner boards, but it stays into the zone as Gilbert looks to get a shot through, and it's blocked up high. And flipped out of the zone. Castrignano racing after it. He has it before it's speared away by Gilbert, but Burns can chip it off the glass into the corner and skate after it. Picked up by Marshall Markle. Shot that puck into the wrong side of center, and so the Rockhounds will be called on an icing. Musi on the face-off, clean win by him. DiTommaso try to work it over for William Daniel Burns, and now Rodskov takes. Stretch pass, Finn Musi with Burns and Witkowski getting towards the goal. Burns' shot missed wide. Pavel Rodskov back for Musi. A nice turnaround pass, and skating to it is Witkowski, but Burns was just offside. "12 minutes and 8 seconds remain in this second period of play. The Bradford Rattlers scoring 3 in the first period, 2 here in the second. And if my math is right, that should read 5-0. Balazs will elect to cover up that puck with the Rockhounds circling all over him. He'll await the faceoff coming to the left of him. Oliver and Malm, who should take a lot of credit for the Rattlers' fourth goal. That was that set play off the faceoff that we were talking about prior to the puck being dropped. He was pointing at where Georgi Trofimov should be lined up for the faceoff. He won the draw. Right to Trofimov. He got it over to Danila Filipov, and he made no mistake beating Igor Kulikov on the blocker side to make it 4-0, and then Almanen making it a 5-0 lead for the Bradford Rattlers here tonight, and the Rattlers meeting with the official to discuss the latest call. Referee's mistake, so they will drop it at center. Bancroft has been good at the center zone faceoffs, but unfortunately for them, Oliver Malm has been terrific himself, and he can win it for the Rattlers. And a touch pass from Levitsky over to Malm. Malm took a hit there. Both players go down. Trofimov tying up his man into the corner. He'll get over to Stefan Levitsky, who has a goal here tonight, the first one of the contest that made it 1-0 in the first period. Danila Filipov, he has a goal. That's a pretty move there by Danila. St. John from the blue line looking for a redirection there by Levitsky. He presented it. Trofimov with the pick. He made a nice move, and a pass effort worked to Ryan St. John. A flip pass up high, glove down, but Malm intercepts. Malm off the side of the cage, and it's going to split the D and come out of the zone. Filipov, an elevator pass. Steven Levitsky, a drop. Trofimov calling for it as Filipov. You can hear it from up here. He'll shoot and score! Danila Filipov picks up his 6th goal of the regular season, 2nd of tonight. And the Bradford Rattlers make it a 6-0 lead over the Bancroft Rockhounds. And on that break-in, you can hear Danila Filipov up here, all the way up through center, around the building. You can hear him calling for that pass by Trofimov, who laid a beauty right to him. I talk about going bar down. Danila Filipov going short side, knocking the water bottle out of the net. That's always a pretty play for the goal scorer when you can do that. 2nd of the night for Filipov. A hip check there, but that's going to be a penalty. Looked like a clean check, but they're going to nab Timofey Trifonov for interference. After the latest Bradford Rattler goal, we have not one, but 2 goaltender changes. Yeah. Number 31, Jonathan Horn, comes in for the Bancroft Rockhounds, and Maxim Ivanov, number 35, will come into the cage for the Bradford Rattlers. I like that play by head coach David Mooney, pulling your most likely starting goalie for the Russell Cup playoffs. Why not get your backup and try to get him a little more playing action here tonight? Timofey Trifonov in the box for interference. The Rockhounds have their 4th power play of tonight's contest, and they had a 5-on-3 early in the first period, but nothing much has really gone in favor of the Rockhounds here tonight, especially on the power play. I believe 2 shots on the man advantage is all the Rockhounds have here tonight. They're going to look to get some pucks on the new goalie. In for the Bradford Rattlers, it's Maxim Ivanov. Good puck movement there by the Rockhounds. It's small, but it's something to build off of. You're able to make some cycle passes, go and try to tire out the 4 penalty killers on for the Bradford Rattlers. And with tired penalty killers, 2 things can happen. Either you get scored on or you take another penalty. Right in front there, Ivanov can make the save on Beaupre, the leading point getter for these Bancroft Rockhounds. It gets into the corner where Filipov can clear it down the length of the ice. A rolling puck on goal. Jonathan Horn, with Levitsky right in front of him, can cover up that puck. 6-0 for the Rattlers with 8 minutes to go in the contest. And here tonight they are running the time. They are doing so when the whistle happens, the time will continue to wind down. Run time is what I probably should have said in the beginning. We have run time here from the BWG between the Rockhounds and the Bradford Rattlers. A pair of 4s collided back in the Rattler zone, allowing Trofimov to break in, but a nice defensive read made by Dorian Beaupre. Trifonov is out of the box. We are back to 5-on-5 with 7:30 to go in the second period. Trifonov, a backhand dish over to Filipov. Filipov will stop up, walk the line, cut in, shoot for the hat trick, but he just shot it off the glass. Can't remember the last Rattler player, defenseman, that got a hat trick in a game. Have to do a lot of digging for that to see exactly who that was. The first person that comes to mind, some veteran Bradford Rattler watchers might know the name, Nathan Sanderson. That's the first player that comes to mind when I think of a defenseman getting a hat trick. Zach Bekele comes to mind, as he was only a Rattler for a brief stint, but he was gifted offensively. There's another throwback name, a former Bradford Bull as well, and we saw tons of Zach Bekele throughout the playoffs. Castagnano took a bump. Trifonov can make a play to Trofimov. Trofimov will get it to St. John. He'll shoot, kicked out by Horn, cleared but not out. Lucas Wall lost it in his feet, and he's just trying to skate after it to punch it back in before Ryan St. John can see that puck being lost in his feet and make a play to Almanen. Chip pass. Ryan St. John dumps in. It's loose and into the paraphernalia of Ross Maycock, and eventually was found in his feet. Happens to the best kind of hockey players. You'll always lose that puck in your feet. It always happens. It always happens. As you see the Rockhounds try to get a bid for goal here, but Ivanov coming up strong, staying square to the puck carrier at all times. Picked off by Felix Togas. The Rockhounds with some little bit of pressure here on the Bradford Rattlers. Elmanen skating after it for Bradford. He made a nice stretch pass. It's Lucas Waugh. Waugh's able to get it down into the corner where it's picked off by Jamie Eastman. Rather, it was Krieger. 13 in white, you see him, the puck carrier now. Pressure off by Almana. He'll just get that puck into the corner and head off on a line change. Sherbakov over to Rodskov. Sergei made a centering pass for Musi. Players got a little tied up there, and a trigger pull coming from Togas, but he couldn't get it. Musi going down, no penalty, however. That's a nice pass for Musi to Burns. Burns a shot off the mask of Horn, who looks behind him to find it. Sherbakov on the pinch in. Good job by Sergei there. He got it on goal. And we will await an offensive zone face-off in favor of the Bradford Rattlers with 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the second period. They are doing runtime here in the second period. 6-0 for the boys in green here tonight. Rodin first after it. Castagnano sharp angle bid. Jonathan Horn makes the save. And another face-off coming for the Bradford Rattlers offensively. Puck is dropped. It's Rodin on the wraparound bid. Comes right to the slot. Eriksson trying to whack away, but Jonathan Horn, who hasn't been in this contest for long, but he has been tested a lot. Rockhounds got a last-minute forward line change. Cox, Floyd, and Katina, the three forwards on for the Bancroft Rockhounds. Matthew Floyd, the Oshawa, Ontario native, will take the face-off and win it. Picked up by Castagnano, however, he has some room. His shot, good save made by Jonathan Horn. McCarthy on the blue line. He can survey the scene with Rodin and Eriksson down low. Sherbakov made a nice move defensively to shimmy away from his player. A drop pass, it's Jakob Rodin with Castagnano engaging. Back over for Rodin. He scores! Jakob Rodin, that's his 27th goal of the season. And it is 7-0 for the Bradford Rattlers with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this second period. Rattlers have a new goal horn and song, and it sounds very nice when you hear it about 7 times in the second period. It's something to get used to. Actually, we're already used to it because the Rattlers do tend to score a lot of goals, so we'll be hearing a bunch of that horn being blared. PA announcer Jordan Richardson, JR, announcing the latest goal by Jakob Rodin. That puck flutters into the Bancroft Rockhound bench. Face-off coming into the neutral zone just outside of the Bradford Rattlers end. And the Rattlers will get a line change while they're at it. Trifonov to take the face-off against Togas. Lucas Waugh punched it along. Aro Toivainen gains his way in, blocked by Suda. It does come out of the zone where Trofimov can pick up. Pavel Rodskov gaining into the zone, trying to split the D. It goes wide. JR will tell us how much time is remaining in the second period. That one fired in through center, kicked out by Ivanov. Loose puck there, it's swatted away. Almanen gonna pick up that puck, and so it goes down low. Zach Snow, a quick snap pass. It's then chipped in by Floyd. JR making the announcement. We are in the final minute of play here in the second frame of regulation time. 7-0 for the Bradford Rattlers here from the BWG here in Bradford on this Sunday night on ice. 14 remains in the second period. Possession to the Bancroft Rockhounds. Aerial dump in there, picked off by Suda, now to Almanen with 5 seconds to go, who got hounded there on the check by Stevens. And this will conclude period number 2. Bradford Rattlers will head into the third period of play, leading by a score of 7-0 over the Bancroft Rockhounds. We'll be back for the third period after this intermission.
Don't eat all the popcorn, leave some for me.
Did well, they had fun.
Ooh, it was a blast.
That thing was like out of there so fast.
She was. She's got this like performance anxiety and she's somebody from her school. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thanks for making it happen. It was worth billeting for this.
Well, it's like it's all those opportunities.
Third period set to get underway here from the BWG. The Bradford Rattlers possessing still a 7-0 lead to start this third period as Rodine picks it up off a bad turnover there, and he cashes in to make it 8-0. But the referee is going to wave it off. That was rather strange. Nonetheless, a neutral zone face-off for the Bradford Rattlers, closer to the area of the Bancroft Rockhounds end. Again, they are doing run time here, so whenever there is a whistle, the clock will not stop. It'll tick all the way down till 0 from 20. Castrignano, the puck carrier now, 15 in green, gets pinned up against the boards by Beaupre, and then it's taken away by Dorian Beaupre. He's able to get by Daniel Suda, trying to catch up to it, and a nice stick save made by Maxim Ivanov. Again, Balazs and Kulikov started for their respective teams. After, I believe it was the 6th goal, both teams decided to make goaltender changes. It was right at the halfway mark of the contest, around the 10-minute mark. I believe it was the 8-minute mark of the second period, where both teams elected to get new goaltender in. For the Rockhounds, Igor Kulikov started. Jonathan Horn is currently in between the pipes for the Bradford Rattlers. Oliver Balazs started. And Maxim Ivanov currently in the cage. As you see Jonathan Horn with all sorts of danger right in front of him. Rockhounds still unable to clear the zone. It's Rotskopf getting a high shot, seen all the way through. A routine glove grab made by the netminder Jonathan Horn. Rattlers only had 3 home games in this month of February. The Temiskaming Titans on the 5th, which they won by a score of 6-2. And then the next Sunday, the other team from Quebec, Ville Marie Pirates, came in with the Bradford Rattlers winning that one. Bit of a nail-biter in the beginning goings of that game. You see Oliver and Mall make a nice play around there, but the net has come dislodged by the netminder Jonathan Horn. Very good game that was last Sunday against the Ville Marie Pirates. You can remember the last home game of the month of January on the Rogers TV broadcast, where the Battle of Bradford was reignited again. Bradford Rattlers coming home with a dominant 7-2 win. And out of all of the games I have missed, I don't think I've missed much. But the one game I was looking forward to doing the most was that Rogers TV game. And what happens? Of course, I had to go out and get COVID, so I wasn't able to go. The PA announcer here for the Bradford Rattlers, Jordan Richardson, good old JR we like to call him, he filled in for play-by-play during that game. And if you listen to it back and listen to JR call the game, he is tremendous, definitely one of the best voices we have here in the GMHL. Of course, the host of the Inside the GMHL podcast, that is Jordan Richardson, hosting that. Again, one of the greatest voices, I'd say probably the greatest voice in the GMHL. I believe the puck was fluttered. Yes, it was fluttered into the Bradford Rattler bench. Daniel Suda with the alley-oop pass to the official, who can pass it to the linesman as we get ready for the neutral zone face-off. Coming just outside the Bradford Rattlers end, we have 15 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this third period of play. Safe to say the contest, as it is quite the deficit and quite the hole that Bancroft Rockhounds find themselves in right now. As you see that shot from the blue line getting gloved out of the air by Ivanov, and a gathering of the clans. Suda and Floyd mix it up in front of the net. Filipov in there as well. And I believe at this point of the contest, any scuffle of sorts like that will result in an automatic penalty, and it looks like Daniel Suda is going to be the only one heading off to be penalized. It'll be a roughing minor against Daniel Suda, And so with 15 minutes to go, well, when the puck drops, it won't be 15 minutes because it is run time. It currently reads 14:55 now of the third period, where the Bancroft Rockhounds will have themselves their 6th power play of tonight's contest. Still no goals to show for the Bancroft Rockhounds. They did start this game rather aggressively. They had first 5 minutes of the contest. You remember that 5-on-3 power play? They had majority of the puck possession in the early goings of the first period, until the Bradford Rattlers finally broke through and they made it a 1-0 lead, and they never looked behind them from there, scoring 6 more times unanswered, and we currently sit at 7-0. This is going to be a very, very strong way to close out your regular season. Definitely don't want to be slacking of any sorts, as the playoffs are just right around the corner, and I believe the Bradford Rattlers will be getting a bye in the first round. As you see Rodian on a 2-on-1, he's able to slide it through the 5-hole on Jonathan Horn. And Jakob Rodian picks up the hat trick here tonight for the Bradford Rattlers. It is 8-0. And a shorthanded goal nonetheless. The Rattlers have scored on the power play, 5-on-5, and shorthanded. It's been all Bradford Rattlers here in this contest. Bancroft Rockhounds, give them credit. They haven't given up. Definitely cannot fault the netminders for the Bancroft Rockhounds. They did what they can. Just the Bradford Rattlers have way, way too many weapons on their team, as you see Sven Newsy get bumped up there. Trofimov, oh, he gets flattened into the boards by Katina, and that's going to be a penalty coming to the Bancroft Rockhounds. Austin Katina in disbelief that he is going to get penalized on that head. From our vantage point up here right above at center, it did look to me to be a clean hit. The officials obviously have the better view of the play that just transpired, as they are on the ice with them. But from our vantage point up here, it did look like it was a clean hit to me. That's me without seeing replays or anything like that, just my first base assumption. So let's see what the Bradford Rattlers can do on the power play. They already have a goal here tonight on the power play, as Filipov, he's still bidding for his hat trick, as the net has come loose, and Jonathan Horn in a bit of discomfort, it looks like. Matthew Floyd being a good teammate, checking on his netminder to make sure he is okay. The more and more time it takes to drop the puck, the more and more time that gets shaved off the game clock for this run time in this third period. I think the run time started, I think when it hit 6-0, that's when the game started to do run time. And I believe it's the Bancroft Rockhounds who make that decision, or whoever the team that is down by a great deficit. I believe, that's the key word, I believe, that it's the opposing team that can make that call to just run time and just get us out of here as quickly as you can. And if you're the Bancroft Rockhounds right now, the last place you want to think about it right now is the BWG here in Bradford, as this building and this team here in Bradford have not been kind to the Rockhounds. Every time these two teams have met in a contest, it has been the Bradford Rattlers winning every single time. That's a bit of the theme here for this 2022-23 season. Bradford Rattlers just seem to be beating everyone in every sort of way. They can beat you defensively, they can beat you offensively, they can beat you with their skill and speed, but they can also beat you just slowing the play down. A lot of characteristics on this Bradford Rattler team, and in my 6 years of being here with the Bradford Rattlers, this is probably the best team I have seen put on ice. And that's saying something. The Rattlers have had some very, very good teams, as in 2018-19 they were again the regular season champions, as look out here. Georgi Trofimov getting escorted to the penalty box. Escorted. It's escorted. I had my eye away from the play that transpired. It resulted in an injured player of the Bancroft Rockhounds. And I haven't seen any replays or anything like that just yet, so I can't quite navigate who the player was for the Bancroft Rockhounds, as he was in a hurry to get off the ice. Another chance for the Bancroft Rockhounds to test out their power play. If you're the Rockhounds, at least just try to get out of here with one. Just try to get one past the netminder and just kind of build from there. It is a 5-minute major for Georgi Trofimov from hitting from behind. Long power play for the Rockhounds, as they have had a boatload of power plays here tonight. And for the head coach of the Bradford Rattlers, David Mooney, maybe a bit troublesome with the amount of penalties that their team has taken in this contest. But you could also give credit to the Bancroft Rockhounds. They've made lots of plays to force the Bradford Rattlers in taking a penalty. Or it could just be a very undisciplined game by the Bradford Rattlers, something you definitely don't want to see with the Russell Cup playoffs just about a week away. Again, this is the last regular season game that both teams will be playing here tonight. And for the Rattlers, I guess you could say it's more of a fan appreciation night with the last regular season home game, as multiple teams, I think all teams do that, especially in the higher levels, NHL, AHL. The last home game of the regular season is always kind of the fan appreciation night, where fans can kind of walk home with some team merch and stuff like that. Speaking of fans, there are a lot of people in attendance here tonight to take on the Rockhounds and Rattler contest here tonight. Score clock reads 7 minutes to go in the contest. A 8-0 lead for the Rattlers with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go on the man advantage. And back behind the play, Castrignano getting in a mix-up with Dorian Beaupre. Gloves are still on both players, but Castrignano's cage has been ripped off. Not too sure how that whole play transpired. Castrignano was hearing it from the Rockhound bench. And it wouldn't surprise me if Chris Castrignano is done for tonight's contest with 6:20 to go in the third period. As the play was moving up the ice into the Bradford Rattlers, then I did kind of lose sight of exactly what transpired, and I need to add an 8th goal for the Bradford Rattlers because it only says 7. There we go. Now we got it right. 8-0 for the Bradford Rattlers here tonight. And again, the more time it takes to figure out all the penalties, the more time that's going to get shaved off. Georgi Trofimov in the penalty box. You can see him in there just kind of instigating and pointing up at the score clock. Talking a bit of smack. Captain Julian McCarthy in the referee's crease right in front of the timekeeper's area. Julian McCarthy will now pass forward the message to head coach Dave Mooney. due to the amount of time that it was taking to sort out these penalties. The time clock did stop for about a minute or so. It is back to counting down from 20. It currently sits at 5:30. Penalty for the Bancroft Rockhounds. It is not yet up on the big scoreboard behind the netminder Maxim Ivanov. Still 5-on-4 for the Rockhounds. You say Sergei Sherbakov make a smart chip in there. Rattlers had 3 defensemen on. They had Sherbakov, Suda, and McCarthy, but McCarthy is known to switch positions here and there throughout this regular season, and a bit of last year too. You'll see McCarthy on defense and forward. Sven Musi trying to beat his man. He'll get a sharp angle bid, and he flexed it wide on the blocker side. In the 50 seconds, Georgi Trofimov will be out of the penalty box serving his 5-minute major penalty. It would almost shock you to say that the Rockhounds are on the power play, as nothing has gone right for the team in white here tonight. Stevens through center, touched up, and Togus can lay back in. Rattlers doing a good job being very aggressive on this penalty kill, as you see Maxim Ivanov steer that puck away into the corner through Roskov's way. Nice stretch pass through Eriksson. He found Rodi looking for his 4th goal of the contest. Oh my heavens! If Rodin pulled that off, my God. Trofimov is out of the box. We are back to 5-a-side. Trofimov out of the box, and he's going right back after it. The gloves are down. Trofimov is in a tussle there with Matthew Floyd. Trofimov and Floyd wailing on each other with the rights. Trofimov knocks him down, but he pops back up. They're still going at it, and the referees come in to break up that fight between Trofimov and Matthew Floyd. Georgi Trofimov getting the BWG on their feet. I'm not going to say the game needed that, but the game needed that. It got a little dry, it got a little stale, and Georgi Trofimov, as soon as he got out of the penalty box serving that 5-minute major, 3 players on the Rockhounds immediately swarmed him. He got a punch in the face, he got a slash in the back of the leg, he got everything. Georgi Trofimov doing a good job holding his own on the fight against Matthew Floyd. Trofimov dropped Matthew Floyd, but a good read for Matthew Floyd. He popped right back up and started feeding the rights to Trofimov. Both players got their licks in on their player. Very rare scene, especially in junior hockey, when you see 2 players drop the gloves. I believe the rule for the GMHL is a fight is an automatic game suspension, so I believe that means for Game 1 of the Russell Cup playoffs, whoever the Bradford Rattlers will face, they will be without Georgi Trofimov. And if you're the Bradford Rattlers, that is something you do not want. You want Georgi Trofimov in the lineup, but unfortunately, it might appear so that he will be sitting out for a game of the playoffs. As Filipov comes in for his bid on the hat trick, will be read with a glove by Jonathan Horn. Jakub Rodin already has hat trick duties here tonight, I suppose, as he is cashed in 3 times. Thrice, even. We have hit the final minute of play here in this 3rd period. 8-0 for the Bradford Rattlers over the Rockhounds, and we saw a fight. We saw the gloves dropped. Musi, clean face-off win. Daniel Suda. DDD pass, Sergei Sherbakov. Stutter steps around the other 25 here in tonight's contest. That is Seth Stevens. The Quebec native, Sven Musi, got it over to Suda. Back to Musi. His shot read by Horn. Rebound just went loose behind the net. As Sherbakov engages, he peeled it over to the slot area, but nice play by the Rockhounds to try to get that puck out of the zone, but it stays inside. Burns leaving it for Sherbakov. He made a nice pass to Witkowski. His shot stopped by Horn. And this is how the contest will end. The Bradford Rattlers will skate to the other end of the ice to congratulate Maxim Ivanov and also Oliver Balazs, who both of them put in shutout attempts here tonight. Oliver Balazs was perfect. Maxim Ivanov was perfect. And this is how we will conclude the regular season. Bradford Rattlers finished the year 38 wins, 2 losses, 2 overtime and shootout losses, 38-2-2. Bancroft Rockhounds will finish 6, 34-2. For the final time here in the regular season, the Bradford Rattlers will salute the faithful here from the BWG. For Nick Stella and the Bradford Rattlers organization, we bid you all a good hockey night, and we will see you in the Russell Cup playoffs.